guys, what's up? It's Joe Rady from Rady's Rides. I'm back at one of my special filming spot locations because guess what? We have that one sporty SUV that brings a lot of power pack punch as this vehicle right here. This is the 2025 updated BMW X6. This particular one is the M60i. But before we get into this, Isle of Man green. Love this color. One of my favorite motorcycle races of all time. Isle of Man green X6 M60i. Let's talk about what's going on here. BMW. They have a lineup of crossover SUVs that really have something for everybody, from the small X1 all the way up to the X7. Now it's fascinating. The X6 actually sits on the same chassis as the BMW X5. The big difference is it is that coupe style design. And it's fascinating because I feel like brands are starting to really make theirs unique. This would compete specifically with the Mercedes-AMG GLE Coupe, or also the new Genesis GV80 Coupe, which if you haven't seen that review, I'll leave it at the end of this one. Now, the one thing that may be the biggest hangup, if you're liking the style, you're liking the color, and when you hear the performance numbers, if you're liking that, the one big hangup may be the price, because it's pretty substantial. So let's go ahead, let's dive into this BMW X6 M60i and see, is it worth it spending the big bucks over a Genesis GV80 Coupe? Let's go ahead, let's dive in and find out. Right off the bat, this color, it just fits the attitude of the X6 very, very well. At the front of the business, you can see how they're doing their styling, updated. These are the laser headlights, daytime running lamps, and turn signals, all built in, everything blacked out. Working our way down, new functional corner air curtains, a little bit of gloss black, tons of functionality. And then as we come across that kidney-shaped grille, I really feel like it fits the design well. That classic kidney-shaped overall layout with your M badge. You can see all the functionality, right, flowing through there. Forward-facing camera, and then you're gonna have these softball size openings for all the heat exchangers, the brake cooling, and you even have active shutters on the bottom portion to let more or less cool air in. Always think that on the front of this vehicle, they did a great job integrating all of the air ducts and your splitter up front. Let me know if you're okay with it being a lot of gloss black. I mean, this is all gloss black heavy, but I'm just so happy they didn't go freaky on the grille openings like some of their other models. Now, as we rise up, you got that iconic BMW badge. It all started with airplanes, then it went to motorcycles, then it went to automobiles. Nice bold hood. Love the way they do these indentations on both sides of the center portion of the hood. Gives it a lot of character. And then coming around the bend, of course, what's going to give it some big character are these ginormous wheels. So what you'll find is sort of like a trident spoke, a three-pronged spoke where you have some machined aluminum, some gloss black. I know they're dirty. Please excuse the dirt. It just got done raining. Those are your Brembo calipers with the M badging on them. And if you're wondering, well, Joe, what is the size of this wheel? It's a 22-inch wheel, 22 inches in diameter. Tires up front are 275 on the width, 35 series sidewall, and of course we have adaptive suspension all four corners. Love the way they brought all of the Isle of Man green to the Isle of Man green to the fender openings, and then I'm gonna have Steven swing around to show off a zonk. I don't know why they gotta put a fake vent. It looks good, just make it functional. This is a freaking BMW, for God's sakes. One thing they do so well is the aero that they build into their side mirror caps. Gloss black, 360-degree cameras, and your LED turn signals. Gloss black up top, gloss black on the bottom. I love the way there's no roof rails. That just gives it an even more sportier design with that coupe style. And then the way they did the side skirt extension, it really flares out. I'm gonna have Steven actually swing around one way or the other, Steven, whatever way you wanna swing around. Flare out that rear as we come into the back. Now, what's crazy about the back wheels and tires, They're even wider. 22-inch in diameter, 315s. 315s. That's as wide as the rear tires on my Shelby GT350R. Mind-blowing. Of course, you got X-Drive, all-wheel drive, getting the power to the ground. And once again, Isle of Man green all throughout. Come around the back, I love this body line that comes and actually flows into the rear hatch area. And because it is a coupe, we don't have any stupid wiper. You got a pretty decent looking roof spoiler. I actually like the one better on the Genesis GV80 Coupe. I do like the extra black hatch spoiler here. And then of course they updated the taillights, full LED, your M60i badge. And then of course the X6 badge. It would have been nice to have that in gloss black just to match everything. But dropping it down to ground level, you have functional exhaust, gloss black tips, that nice kind of decorative trim ring. Like the way they worked the lower diffuser area. It's just styling wise, I actually prefer the GV80 Coupe. I think they did a better job with the coupe shape than this BMW. But let me know how you feel about it in the comment section. Let's get to the next big part. Let's pop the hood and talk horsepower of this M60i. All right guys, we got the hood popped open. Lots of bracing underneath to really stiffen up the front end. Good looking engine cover with your M badge. Twin air boxes, twin throttle bodies. What do we got going on? You have a 4.4 liter twin turbo V8, 523 horsepower, 553 pound-feet of torque. It's mated to a ZF 8-speed automatic transmission, 0 to 60 in 3.7 seconds, top speed 177 miles an hour. You could tow 7,200 pounds. The vehicle weighs 5,300 pounds. And if you're wondering what are the MPGs, 17 in the city, 22 on the highway. Now, of course, a far cry. The Genesis is a far cry from the performance of this because even with its electric supercharger, the 3.5 liter twin turbo V6 puts out 409 horsepower, so still at a deficit, and has a 0 to 60 time about 4.3 seconds. So it is slower all the way around, but like I said, wait until we get inside and talk the hard numbers, the price. But why don't we go ahead, let's fire up this twin turbo V8 and hear what it sounds like. All right, guys, we are inside this Isle of Man green 2025 BMW X6 M60i. I know you're saying to yourself, well, Joe, lay it on me. I want a sporty SUV. To some people, these SUVs make no sense, but to you, or if you're talking to yourself, to me, I like a sporty SUV coupe. It makes sense. How much is it? Well, if you watch the Genesis GV80 Coupe review at the end of this one, which that one was fully loaded, it had an MSRP of $87,000. A lot of people thought that that was too much money. This BMW, the way that it's optioned, has an MSRP of over $111,000. So we're talking about quite a bit chunk of change, like $30,000 almost more to go this BMW. Is it worth $30,000 more? Let's find out. To the door panels. I do like the two-tone material. We have, of course, the Bowers and Wilkins premium sound system. Love the speaker grille covers, and there's actually ambient lighting that lights up from behind. You got your black leather with the stitching, and then that Mocha Joe's brown with the tan stitching. Some carbon fiber, no gloss black, more aluminum speaker grille cover, and then a door pocket that's large enough for 4 bratwursts and a German root beer to wash it down. Now, going from the door panel to the dash, I like the work that they did on the AC vents just from a style standpoint, but they direct the air very nicely. You have your M badge and the ambient lighting that comes with it, more carbon fiber, and then as you slide in, you have your 2 massive screens. We have that 14.9-inch infotainment system screen, but you can see that there is definitely a dead area between the dash and the screen. Going into it, everything is touch screen. So AC controls, the whole shabam are all through the screen. Of course, you are going to have ventilated seats, and a heated steering wheel, but you got to go through the screen. So if you've been eating KFC, you're going to get your greasy paws all over this, and it's going to look like garbage. Apps, if you need apps, they got you covered. Tons of different apps in here. Keep on scrolling until the cows come home. You can get into your seat comfort. Look at this, watch this. Go into your seat comfort. You can make all your adjustments, and you got your different modes. When you change the modes, you got Sport Plus, Sport Individual, and you have Comfort. I don't know why they have, looks like a snowy mountain pass. That doesn't seem very comforting to me. And then you have Eco. I think this is when you're on an LSD trip. I've never been on one, but I think if you are on one, this is what you see. Kind of interesting that they did that. I don't know why. I'm gonna have to zonk the infotainment system because everything is in the screen. I do like the resolution and everything and the way it's angled towards the driver. Working your way down, you got more AC vents, real volume knob. Somebody spilled, clean up on aisle 4. Somebody spilled a bucket of carbon fiber. You got ambient lighting in there. Open the door, wireless charging, a place for 2 German Twinkies, a USB-A, 12-volt, 2 cup holders. Close that bad boy up. You got your direct drive control knob with the new iDrive software. This little dark crystal is going to control your ZF 8-speed automatic. Start stop button. There's your modes. And then push the button. Uh-oh, we got like a false, there we go. Just got to use a little bit of muscle there. USB-C, and there's enough room in there, I would say, for 4 cush balls. And if you don't know what a cush ball is, look it up. It has nothing to do with marijuana, I promise you. Seats, the leather, the textures, the stitching, the softness, full electric assist for the passenger, same thing for the driver, and then looky, you got a nice, decent size panoramic sunroof with the power shade. But why don't you get over here? I want to show you behind the steering wheel with the M badge on it. Come on over. All right, guys, business time behind the wheel. You do have 2 memory seat settings for the driver's seat. I like the M60i badge that illuminates LED. Pedal box right out of a race car. Love the dead pedal aluminum, brake pedal, and throttle. All the seat controls, easy to get to. You can adjust your side lumbar and everything. Lumbar. Maybe you could adjust the lumbar, but you'd have to probably get a Ford pickup truck. The one thing I'm surprised, no memory seat settings for the passenger. $111,000. I'm 6 feet tall, plenty of room in this mid-size 2-row sport coupe SUV. I love BMW steering wheels. Perfect thickness. Look at the M colors for your stitching. The M logo, more stitching on the horn button, flat black switchgear. You do have paddles to go up and down that 8-speed automatic, and you do have an electric tilting and telescoping steering wheel, and then that beautiful 12.3-inch digital gauge cluster, which also changes when you go through your different modes. So you can see how the colors change from Eco to Comfort and then full on Sport and Sport Plus. Plus you have a head-up display that looks killer as well. The one thing I want to point out that's kind of bothering my OCD is that the Bowers and Wilkins center speaker is crooked. I don't like that. It's really bothering my OCD. And it makes this seem like it's not straight, like it doesn't line up properly. Whoever came up with that idea needs to be fired pronto. But why don't we go ahead, let's get in the back seat and see if even taller people like moi can sit back there with the sporty roof design. All right, guys, back seat time, and I'm telling you, these designers defy the law of physics. I don't know how you have such a sexy roof line, but yet there's still plenty of room back here. 6 feet tall, not even close to the headliner. Love all the Bowers and Wilkins speakers. There's that red ambient lighting, which changes color when you go into your different modes. The carbon fiber, and then of course the backs of the seats, you have some leather. Open the door, USB-C. Open the pocket, you could easily get 2 bags of Krispy Kreme donuts back there. Or actually, you probably get those little Hostess donuts. Just don't get powdered donuts because you're gonna make a mess back here, and if you get pulled over by the cops, they're gonna think that you've been doing coke. No, not Coca-Cola, cocaine. Little command center, love the AC vents. You do have heated seats, no ventilated seats. That's a zonk at $111,000. You do have dual climate, which is nice. Twinkie tray right down below. And then of course you have a 12 volt. Why you don't have a USB-C down there? I guess you got the ones up here. I would like to see a home power source. That would be nice. But sitting in this back seat, very, very comfortable. Oh, you do have your manual shades. And pull that down. Ugh, that's as hard as a rock. It's basically a rock that's been wrapped with leather. It's not soft because look, that's where you could pour your 1 pound bag of Skittles in here. And then you also have your 2 complicated cup holders as I spit all over the place. But I do like the seats, the texture, nice and soft, nice headrest for Steven. But why don't we go ahead, let's get into the cargo area and see what we could haul besides the mail in this X6. All right, guys, cargo area time. Now, you would think with these coupes, they would cut all the cargo out. They actually do a pretty darn good job. Of course, you have electric assist, brings it up. Now, you do have your stationary security shade. I like the way it's got the X6 badge. I actually prefer this over the kind that dangle from the lift back because, look, to get it out of the way, easy peasy, or you could just take the whole thing out. Nice low cargo floor, gives you a nice lip. You have the stainless steel trim so your kids don't scratch the heck out of the plastic. And of course, those seats can fold down. Now let's talk numbers. 27.4 cubic feet of space with the seats up. Fold the seats down, it goes up to 59.1 cubic feet of space. I think the biggest surprise that I have is that you lift this up, you do have a spare. So very nice that they give you a spare. But why don't we go ahead, if you're ready, I'm definitely ready. We got twin turbo V8 power. Let's go on throttle and see how this M60i handles the twisty bits. All right, guys, we're inside this 2025 BMW X6 M60i. I have it in Sport Plus mode. I'm gonna let the ZF 8-speed do its thing, and if you're ready, I'm ready. On throttle, here we go. Love how hard this thing hits off the line. Of course, it's rear-wheel drive biased, sending power to the front wheels, and that ZF transmission just fires off the shifts. Woo! Brakes feel fantastic. Look at this, look at the grip. Oh my God! On those massive brakes. And like I said, this isn't even an X6M. It's right underneath that, so you can get even more power out of this thing. But let's talk about what's going on here. Easy to get to infotainment system. You got the latest tech, great looking graphics on the dash, digital dash display, and the head-up display. And I'm loving the seats. They actually feel pretty good. I would like a little bit more bolstering, but you gotta step up to an X6M to get the extra bolstering. This is what you're paying for. You're not paying necessarily for all the other great parts of the X6 M60i. You're paying for the performance, especially over the Genesis GV80 Coupe. It can't hold a candle to this. It just has that much more power. It's ridiculous. But it's comfortable, daily driver, stands out in, I think, a good way, especially I feel like the color Alaman green really works out well in this vehicle. And then it's just easy to drive. Making a U-turn, look at this, easy peasy. I'm gonna go ahead and put it into manual shift mode, and I'm gonna use the paddles behind the wheel to go up and down the 8-speed automatic transmission. But the power delivery is so smooth, but it's pretty vicious off the line. It puts you back in the seat and keeps you pinned there as you're going through the gears. Steering is super quick, and that's another area where Genesis still needs to work on driving dynamics. It's going to be interesting to see what this Magma Performance Series is going to bring, because I basically think when comparing this to the current GV80 Coupe, even the top trim one, you're bringing a knife to a gunfight. This thing is serious weaponry. All right, second gear. Are you ready? Because I'm ready. On throw, here we go. Look at this. Oh my God, I love the Formula One style shift lights. Fast shifts, brakes feel good. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. You just feel the front end clawing, getting that grip down, while the back, it's doing its thing. It's crazy because you would think with a higher center of gravity, sitting up higher than a sedan, this thing would be freaking like a rubber ducky in a bathtub after some kid jumped in, bouncing all around, but you're not. The suspension, the adaptive suspension is doing its thing so well, you just feel very composed, very in control. And that is something, like I said, that Genesis, it's gonna be interesting to see if this Magma series brings the extra performance and the extra feedback, because this BMW is feeling pretty damn good. And I mean, remember, this is the original ultimate driving machine. That's what BMW used to call themselves. But the seats are great, just could use a little bit more bolstering. Plenty of room for your people and your junk in the cargo area and in the back seat. You could choose where you put your people if you want your people in the cargo area. I don't know how legal that is, but hey, it's your X6, not mine. The carbon fiber, I like it. I'm getting to the point where carbon fiber, I feel, is getting a little overplayed. I feel like it's almost like a cop-out. I would like to see some other materials, and that's one of the things I like about the Genesis interior, is I like that ultramarine blue with the orange contrast stitching. I love how they didn't use any carbon fiber and no gloss black. It really kind of just makes it feel different and unique in a very, very good way. But visibility out the front is great. Even out that back glass, don't think that just because it's slanted really sharply that you're not going to be able to see anything. You could see plenty out of that back seat window area as well. But I'm hoping that this has been a good, quick overall review of this BMW X6 M60i. We're going to get back to where it all started and wrap this one up. So I will see you in a split second. All right, guys, another great day here at the Sports Complex Park. We got soccer, we got softball, we got baseball, but we also have M-Power underneath the hood of this X6 M60i. Let me know what you think in the comment section. Is it worth the price? The $111,000. My head hurts when I say it. Of this coupe performance SUV, or would you rather save the money and go with the Genesis GV80 Coupe? Let me know down in the comment section. But we got to thank everybody at BMW USA for allowing us access to this press fleet vehicle. If you're new to the channel and you're on your way out, hit that subscribe button. I promise you it's worthwhile. Come back for more. If you are a subscriber, thank you for being part of the Raise Rise family. Need to give it up, Stephen Flood Photography. His jaw dropped when he heard the price point as well. Show him some love in the comment section. Thank you, Stephen, for all that you do. And just like always, guys, I'll see you on the next ride.